right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give our praise, all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. All praise and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who brought out this truth many, many years ago and still to this day preaching this truth. I want to say shalom to all the true believers, the men and the women that's learning, teaching, and seeking the Lord out with all sincerity and due diligence. I want to say to you all shalom. Let's back another lesson real quick. We're going to get straight into it. Today's lesson is going to be death shall be swallowed up. And today, the reason I'm going to that lesson, man, I've seen a couple articles, and I'm gonna get into that in the scriptures. But you know, death will be swallowed up, and we're gonna see who that death is, right? But we're gonna first grab this article, which inspired me to do this lesson. It says, Pacifier New. It says mRNA nanoparticles attack baby boys' testes, damaging masculinity and fertility for generations. Leaked, it says, leaked internal pacifier documents have revealed a disturbing truth. The vaccine's greatest impact may not be on the lungs, but on the future of human reproduction. And see, and that's Esau, man. You know, Esau comes up with all type of laws or all type of different schemes. What's that? Psalms 83, that crafty counsel to come up against our people, man. Everything is meant to be against us. The laws, this whole earth is their heaven and our hell, man. This is our hell. Hell is in condition. And you can't tell me the condition that we in down here on this earth. You can't tell me that we're not in hell, man. You know, people, they putting things in the jab shots now. They've been putting things in our food, the air, the water, all the different chemicals. Everything is set up to destroy us, man. You know, and that's another way of birth control. You know, they come with the, because the Lord said, what he say, be fruitful and multiply. And the Lord said that Israel should be the sand of the sea. But see, Esau can't reproduce like us. You know what I'm saying? You know, they women got endometriosis. They got cysts on their ovaries. They got thin cervix to where they can't even carry a baby. So a lot of Edomites, you know, they can't even reproduce like we can. You know what I'm saying? So they find any way to, you know, birth control Israel. But that we all know who the jab in, who is this attacking, man? It's our people. You know what I'm saying? And it's theirs too. One more. It says chemical exposure from common foods are fueling youth mental health crisis, scientists warn. As we already knew that. That's how a lot of kids, like ADHD came about out of nowhere, you know, and then they start putting all these chemicals and foods and all this shit. Then you hear about stuff like ADHD. You know, you hear about stuff like a lot of things like autism, stuff like that too, man. A lot of that stems from the food that, you know, we feed our children, the food that we consume while we're pregnant, while women are pregnant and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue on a little bit of this. It says, a sweeping new scientific review exposes how daily consumption of common foods and drinks laced with neurotoxic chemicals is fueling an exploding global mental health crisis among young people, driving a surge in anxiety, and depression, and hopelessness that the establishment refuses to acknowledge. And that shit is true, man. You know, we all know that Esau is the ultimate deceiver, the ultimate cunning deceiver, man. You know? And the first precept on the graph out of Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 20 says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. But the main point is an unwise king, and Esau is an unwise king of this earth. The Lord not only put this man in power because we went off, but also to show us how the earth is not supposed to be ran. You know, because everything Esau puts out, his laws, just his ways, everything is anti-Messiah, as GMS Kingdom Minded would say. And so he's the unwise king that destroyed not only his whole people, but also destroyed the whole earth, man. You know, the whole earth is mourning. You know, that's Proverbs 29:2. The whole earth is mourning because of this man. The trees, the soil, you know, the water, everything is polluted. Everything is poison, man. The air we breathe, the food we drink, everything is poison, man. You know, so Esau is that unwise king. You know, Esau promotes death, while Yahweh promotes life, man. You know, that's why when we get to the kingdom, when we get beamed up, our body's gonna instantly change. We're gonna have immortal bodies, man, because Yahweh brain, that comes with returning to Yahweh that immortality. And you choosing to be on the left-hand side with Esau, that's gonna lead to nothing but death, man. And he has nothing but death for you. Esau has nothing to offer anybody, not even his own people. So he's definitely that unwise king, man. Right? So let's prove that Esau, Edom, is death. We're gonna go to Habakkuk. Hold on real quick. We're not gonna jump to Habakkuk. We're gonna jump to John chapter 10 and 10 out of NLT. John 10 and 10, and it says, I read it all the way down to 13. John 10 and 10, we're going to start right here. It says, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. That's Esau. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. And see, as I said, Esau promotes nothing but death, while Yahushua promotes nothing but life, man. That's why I said, you know, when we get beamed up with Yahushua, we get up in those chariots, man. Our bodies gonna instantly change. We're gonna have that immortality. We're gonna have the celestial bodies that can't be destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be like Yahushua, right? But at the top again it says, the thief. Who is that thief? Esau, even the so-called white man. The thief come only to steal and kill and destroy. And that's what he's doing, man. He's destroying, killing everybody. He's the biggest terrorist threat in the world, man. He want to call everybody else a terrorist because, you know, they respond back when Esau comes over to their country, attacks them, kill their leader, try to force their laws and legislation on them. Then when we fight back, they call us savages. They call us thugs or gangsters or gangbangers or whatever the name they want to call us, or terrorists and shit like that. But yet Esau is the biggest fucking terrorist in the world, man. Nobody on this earth has killed more people than Esau Edom. You know, he created he created genocide of a whole nation, the Native American people, man. You know, Esau Edom. That's why I said in the scriptures, the beginning of the lesson, I said that, you know, death shall be swallowed up, because the only time we gonna be able to enjoy our life is when, you know, we away from Esau Edom, man. The only way we gonna enjoy our life is when we ain't gotta die. You know, we're gonna be immortal. We're gonna have those new bodies, a new mindset, a new spirit. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be the same way that we are now, man. Because down here, like I said, we're constantly, how would I say it? We're constantly distracted by everything, man. Every time you trying to do something or trying to do something good, it's a distraction. 100 distractions trying to pull you back, and that's how Esau gets you, man. They put out a new food, a new shoe, a new book. Well, book ain't bad, but some, you know, just something new every time, just to keep us down, man, just to keep us distracted. A new car, a new iPhone. You know, that's a bunch of bullshit, man. We don't need a new iPhone. The same phones, they do the same shit every year that look the same. It ain't much you can do. You know what I'm saying? But people want to feel like they want to fit in, because Esau made the society so crazy to the point to where everybody wants to try to fit in and be somebody. But yet, it's all what did King Solomon say? It's all nothing, man. It's all vanity, right? So we're gonna continue on. I went on a little rant a little bit. We're gonna continue on John. We're gonna read it all the way to 13, verse 11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. See, who is that good shepherd? That's Yahushua. Esau will kill you and he'll kill his own brother. Man, let me see. I got a quote too. Let me see if I got this quote, man. I pray I still got it. It was a quote about Esau, man. And it was like, beware of the beast man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna Google it real quick. It's like it. Come on, man. The phone acting retarded right, god doggone. I hate when they do that shit. It's like it. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Now I can't, now also my phone don't want to work right now. Right here, kind of. All right, we're gonna read. Like I said, Esau, man, he promotes nothing but death, man. He is that bad, that unwise king. But I forgot where I was going with it. Verse 11: I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. Yeah, Yahushua, he'll lay down his life for us, man. He took the blunt force trauma so we can have another chance at this, man. So we can have that grace period, right? But Esau, like I said, he would kill his own brother, man. He would do anything to stay on top. He would do anything to stay on power. because he's a greedy, deceitful, cunning man, man. And it's so many wicked characteristics of this man, right? But this was the first Planet of the Apes movie, and if you pay attention, man, they used to call us monkeys and shit back in the day, but the first Planet of the Apes movie, the monkeys had them Edomites in chains, man. You see, that's just like a reverse. That's just a weird analogy that they put in the movies that they know people won't pay attention to. But this how they know again that they was talking about Esau, right? It says this was a quote that one of the monkeys or gorillas, one of the apes, read to Esau while he was locked up. It says the lawgiver's sacred scrolls 29 verse 6. It says, "Beware of the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn, alone among God's primates. He kills for sport, or lust, or greed. Yet he will murder his own brother to possess his brother's land. Let him not breed in great numbers, for he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him. Send him back to the jungle lair, for he is the hair-bringer of death." Ooh, Khan. See, that's the spirit, because I didn't even know that part was right there. The hair-bringer of death. Let me look at that word, hair-bringer. I don't even know what the hell that means. That's the spirit. See, Esau is as death, man. That's the spirit, man. How do you spell that? H-A-R. It says, a harbinger is a person or thing that signals the approach of something else, functioning as a sign, omen, or forerunner of a future event. Functioning as a sign or forerunner. I don't think the definition really gave me too much context, but y'all get what I said when I read it. And it says the harbinger of death, and that's Esau, man. Because like I said, Esau is as death. While Yahushua lays down his life for us, Esau is the one that would kill his own brother, kill his own people, destroy a whole nation, destroy the whole earth, just to stay on top, man, and have that power, man. And see, that's why death has to be swallowed up. Esau has to go in order for this world to thrive to its full captivity, man. Because right now, everything has an expiration date. But when we get into the kingdom, we not gonna have an expiration date. Why? Because Yahushua brings that life, man. He brings that immortality. He brings that new spirit. He brings that spiritual cleansing, man. Our minds gonna be different. Our body's gonna be different. Our spirit's gonna be different. We gonna think different, move different. We gonna move how we supposed to be, like we was in the ancient times, man. How it's supposed to be, right? Not like Esau. Let's continue on verse 12. The hired hand is not the shepherd who owns the sheep. Who is the hired hand? That's Esau Edom. He has us in his possession right now. He's not the hired hand is not the shepherd who owns the sheep. He's the one. He doesn't own us, but we in his possession right now. So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. And that goes to Isaiah chapter 31, and Isaiah 31 and 31. When y'all trusting in Egypt, you know what I'm saying? When the time to come, when Jacob's trouble come, Esau Edom is going to be nowhere to be found, man. Also too, speaking of the beast, man, you can read that in the book of Job. You know, he's a beast, man. He's more violent. He's a base man, more violent than the earth. If you paraphrasing, yeah, man. So back to what I was saying, the hired hand is not the shepherd who owns the sheep, which is Esau. He don't own us, but we are at his hand right now. Like I said, the Lord set him up in power to show us how not to be. Right. So when he sees the wolf coming, he abandons the sheep and runs away. See, that's gonna be like in the time of trouble. People trusting in Esau, trusting in America. When everything go to shit, Esau's gonna be nowhere to be found, man. Esau's gonna be hiding in them holes, hiding in them caves where he come from, the beast, the true beast man, hiding in them damn caves, hiding in the holes, until we bring him out, take that nigga into captivity. Verse 13. Oh, right here, he abandons the sheep and runs away. Then the wolf attacks the flock and scatters it. The man runs away because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. Verse 4, Yahushua says, I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep and my sheep know me. That's Yahushua. We know Yahushua. We don't know this motherfucking Esau. We know he our fucking enemy. We know he's a higher hand to show us that how not to rule the earth or how not to run this earth, right? He's that higher hand to be that whooping stick for right now. That's until you the great shepherd, the good shepherd, Yahushua. That's until he comes back, man, right? So again, we already showed in that script, and that ain't in the scripture, just in that quote that Esau is as death. But let's grab it in the precept. We got another precept, Habakkuk 2. I got that in NLV too. Habakkuk 2 and Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4 through 5. And it says, out of NLT, and it says, see, he is puffed up. His desires are not upright, but the righteous will live by his faith. So that's Esau. He's puffed up. You know what I'm saying? He think he can't be touched. You know what I'm saying? So he think he got all his power through everything himself. You read that book of Obadiah, with the heart of that pride has deceived thee. You know what I'm saying? They think they can't be brought down, but the Lord is going to destroy this man. That's why I said death got to be swallowed up. Verse 5. Indeed, wine betrays him. He is arrogant and never at rest. Why is he never at rest? Because he always in everybody else's business, man. Esau don't mind his business. You know how they say, stay out of people's business or get you killed? Esau finna get his ass cooked, man. He's in everybody's business. He's in everybody's country, stealing their resources. You know, to the point to where they have to retaliate and attack back, and then they, like I say, he want to call us terrorists, or they retaliate, and then all of a sudden Esau gonna go over there and destroy him to cause war against him. You know what I'm saying? That's all he do, man. He's a greedy, war-hard motherfucker, man, and that's why the Lord had to get rid of this man. That's why the earth will never be at rest until this man is gone, man. But that was part of his journey, to take peace away from the earth, man. See again, verse 5. Indeed, wine betrays him. He is arrogant and never at rest, because he is greedy as the grave, and like death, once again, is never satisfied. Again, Esau is like death, man, because as you can see in the foods, everything he promotes leads to death. Everything he has on this earth has something that leads to death, man. The food is cancerous, the food is poison, which causes cancer. Esau would tell you, hey, stay away from soursop. Like my mama has breast cancer, and I told my mama, I said, hey, soursop tea, change your diet. You know what I'm saying? The basics, as we would know. As we know, when we come into the truth, we study on the herbs and all these different things. And so I told her, you know, soursop tea, you know, drink that every day, you know, change your diet. And my mama said that her doctor told her, hey, don't stop drinking soursop tea. You see that shit? That's how Esau get you. They'll tell you to stop drinking soursop tea and come and do this radiation. That radiation is the shit that make you lose your hair, not the cancer. When I was a kid, I thought cancer, when you got cancer made you lose your hair. But it's the radiation that actually makes you lose your damn hair, man. Right? And Esau would tell you, stop the soursop tea, come do this radiation therapy and this damn thing, and let all that radiation go through your body. We got enough of this shit with the microwave, with the cell phones, the chargers. I mean, god damn, man. Everything Esau do, I tell you, y'all already know, it leads to death, man. It leads to death. It's nothing good about this man, which is why I said he has to go, right?